just be with this icon, like feel that it's you, that God gives you this gift, and you can paint it.
Take the appreciation of how much effort and time and just everything that goes into actually writing an icon. I'll never look at it again the same way.
It's a closer walk for me, to bring me closer to Christ, bring me back from the mundane everyday. It's a reflection, a window, helps remind you of why we're here.
I learned by making icon that like putting one stroke, one small detail doesn't make terrible difference, but putting them together, it just make whole face, whole garment, and that icon is living. It makes it alive, and this is kind of about my life. One small detail at first doesn't make any difference. It just one detail, but putting them together more and more, it just makes something wonderful.
Growing in my knowledge of icon writing. This particular class, I learned to appreciate the Saint Nicholas more. I didn't want to paint it at first, and then as I thought about it, after I came here, I realized that I had been honoring him. That comes once a year, and that's because of my inspiration. It's been coming 3 years, we find someone. But I hadn't realized or thought about him much after that. And to go deeper and read the prayers during the liturgy, this is deepening my faith and helping me to appreciate the Eastern Church more.
I've learned a lot about icons and about icon painting, and I think what maybe drew my heart toward something like icon painting is the truth that it's not just a technique, it's not just painting, but it's a true prayer. This is just a start. It's like a whole world. It's so vast. That prayer and fasting is an important part of it.
The class was not art, but it was more like a retreat, a spiritual retreat. Totally different from what I expected.
Between iconography and, for example, that is primarily the spiritual dimension that you have in it. The ability to take the icon and work with God at the same time, knowing that it's God speaking with you back and forth. I know you can do it maybe painting flowers or fruit baskets because that's part of God's creation too, but it's a supernatural type of painting.
Icon is more like photography, where you develop the image and you can actually see it come up. And you have to see it to believe it.
You need to be patient, and your hands cannot be shaken, because then it will be bad. It's a different type of experience, and I like it. And I'd like to try it again.
In art history classes, we're always talking about the artist himself or herself. It's really what that artist is trying to say or what he's trying to put into that to tell you. And an icon is more like, they say it's more like the people writing the Gospels, that it wasn't Matthew who wrote the Gospel, it was the Holy Spirit and God talking through him, his hand on the paper.
An icon is a meeting with God and a meeting with the saint that it is painted of. It's not a idol, it's really a help to help us pray. This type of painting it's not just painting, it's not just an art form, but it's also prayer.
I hated artwork, I hated painting, but for some reason really God lead my hand literally, and I made the icon.